All right, check 1 2. Check 1 2. Yo yo yo. Yeah. This is like a brand new thing. I'm excited. Really excited to do this. So, without further ado, welcome to the Mottie Hour, a podcast about Konami's hit game from 2018 from the Mottie Hour series, DANCERUSH Stardom. I'm so hyped that we are here doing this right now. Been a lot of anxiety for myself, but we go through right through it and all that stuff. So if you guys don't know who I am, you might probably know me through TikTok and all that stuff. My name is Idle Prep. I am from the East Coast United States, more specifically New York. So a little bit more about myself is I've been playing rhythm games ever since I was a kid. And so I was exposed from Dance Dance Revolution and Guitar Hero on the PlayStation 2. Been away from rhythm games and all that stuff for quite a while since like high school and all. But I turned 20 in 2022, got into Dance Rush through TikTok. Shout out to DJ Lonnie though. You're the bomb. Hopefully I can visit Australia one day. But yeah, um, got through TikTok, went to my local round one in New York, played Dance Rush, and now I'm here. And for those who are viewing right now, you'll probably catch me at Mistake on the Lake in Ohio in like 3 weeks. So I'm excited to meet some of you guys later this month in October, since it's now the end of September. Is basically I'm excited just to meet more of the community. So for this episode, if the title doesn't really show it, I'm showcasing basically my crew, my roots, the New York Dance Rush crew, also known as the East Coast Stardom Crew. So a little bit of history about that is we formed around September, October of last year. Was born to a couple of friends in the Long Island, Greater New York City area, and we meet up at a round one in Long Island, New York. Um, and yeah, so it started from a small friend group, but now we're like freaking huge. Now we go to like now we're like a big friend group and all that stuff. And without further ado, we're gonna get right into it in just a minute. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your week. It's the last week of September, a little bit rainy, but I do say so myself. So, but yeah, gonna let the whoa. But yeah, um, welcome everyone in. Hope you guys are enjoying the rest of your guys' week. For myself, I haven't streamed in so long, so I'm gonna be like kind of it here and there and all that stuff. And this is my first time. Your mic is kind of just has this weird ticking sound. I'll get that 1 second. It's because like, hold on. Again, this is my first time streaming in like not in a while, so it's like it's also because I have this noise gate on. Let me just fix it. Stop the music.
Multiplayer matches, not like Warzone.
Yeah, no,
Wins.
like multiplayer matches.
Okay.
Guys, we are on the up.
Let's
Chilling.
Hey,
Let's
go!
go.
yo,
Let's
let's
go.
go! Woo!
How we feeling, you guys? Feeling? How we
I
feeling?
pull up.
I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
feeling.
I got my coffee. I'm happy. I'm a happy man.
I just
I
say,
am
I mean, yeah. I mean, what's good with water?
yeah. I mean,
And of course, a little Dead Space G Fuel.
I
a little
mean,
fuel
before
Dead Space.
before streaming, I was gonna make myself. I was like,
Yeah, always go with water. That is the best. That is the best route to go.
Well, water is the essential.
Oh
You
yeah,
want to make sure
definitely.
you always stay hydrated, especially when you're playing. You know, Dance Rush.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, guys, thank you for part of the. And for people who are watching on Spotify podcast, I have a couple of members of the East Coast Stardom Crew. So first and foremost, tell us who you are and when did you start playing Dance Rush?
All right, so my name is Aiden. I also go by Warrior. I have been playing since 2018, I believe. And the reason why I started like the whole East Coast Stardom Crew is because I wanted to find people that, share the same interests as me, because I wanted to grow and like improve on my shuffle dancing, and I'm sure multiple people do. So I was like, you know what? Let me go talk. So this one day I was playing Dance Rush with like a couple of my friends, and I see like a group of, I think it was like 5 people, and I was just like, "Hey, like, you guys want to try to do a train?" And they're like, "Oh, what's that?" So I was like explaining them how to do a train or a rotation, and we started hitting it off. And then next thing you know, I was just like, "Hey, let's start a group chat. Like, let's come in multiple times, during the week. Like, why not?" And so that's how it all started off. And then once we kept asking more people and more people to join in, like with Demonte, it just blew up. Like, our Instagram group chat was at capacity, so we decided to move over to Discord. And we just kept racking in all these members, and I'm so glad that I created this. It was amazing to see everybody just improve.
Awesome. Uh, Astral Mix, you're up next. Introduce who you are and when did you start playing?
Hey, hey, hey. So I go by Astrobix, but my real name is Demonte. Um, I've been playing Dance Rush actually around since 2018. Um, I didn't really. So, fun fact, I didn't really take the game serious when it first came out. Uh, I saw the game and I was like, huh, it's another Konami-based rhythm game. You dance on the pad, you hit the notes or whatnot. Um, Played it for a few tries and I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Eventually I started watching other people play. So like some of the locals that still play the game to this day, like Mon, our good buddy QED, aka JD, another friend of ours, Totas, John. I used to watch them play, and I was observing like their movements and how they moved, and I was like, "Oh, like this is actually how you play the game. Like this is how you move." Eventually, over time too, I started watching some videos. Kashiki, I started watching like later down the line. He started to post videos up, and I also was watching like some of like the KEC stuff. And from there, I was like, all right, this is something that I actually wanted to dedicate my time to. This is something I actually really wanted to learn and wanted to grow from. Um, Over the years, like Aiden was saying, he started off with like a small group of people, and around this time, I was getting back into the game a little bit more, and that's when I started taking off because that's when I started to see more and more people started to gravitate off of it. More new faces, a newer generation. Um, so from there, it just started to evolve, and just to be here with you guys, I want to say like 5 years now, or 5 years later, it's just an amazing thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, shout out to Kashiki. He's gonna be at Mistake on the Lake 5 in like 3 weeks. So Astral Mix and I will be meeting him over there. So that's gonna be wild and very surreal. I guess you guys answered it in like the previous question, but we're gonna make this into like a little two-parter thing. Well, first, um, do any of you guys had a dance background prior to Dance Rush in a way? We can like, and then like, how did you guys get into rhythm games in general? Like besides Dance Rush, like there's like a bunch of other rhythm games outside there. So we can talk about that for a little bit.
So with me, I took some dance classes and I did like a little bit of hip hop dance, and then I transitioned over into like playing DDR. But then I had a little bit of an injury during DDR, so I took a break from it. And when I saw Dance Rush, that's when I started transitioning into shuffle dancing.
Awesome. What?
For me, I had a little bit of a dancing background back in the day, um, but I never really took note of it. It was just more so of a okay, you go to like a party or like a family gathering and they play some good music and I'll just like I'll vibe to it, I'll dance to it, or and so forth. But um, down the line, when I started really like paying attention to more of dance styles and like top rocking and b-boying, um, a little bit of hip hop, and then also the shuffling elements to it. That's when I started to really become more focused and more keen onto those different styles of dance. And when the game came out, that's when I really was like, okay, this is something that I want to like learn going forward and start building going forward.
Awesome. So we mentioned it earlier in our introductions. We've been active in the social media game crew as for like about a year now, which is really insane. So happy anniversary to us. Um, it's been crazy to see the growth of New York Dance Rush over the past year. Like we have people from coming more into our round one over in Long Island and have more people playing Dance Rush up in Middletown, New York, which is our second round one location in New York. Though personally myself, I've been in and out from time to time because doing what school is. Now the question I have for you guys is how do you explain our crew to an outsider watching us? Like whether it could be at a round one or watching our videos on YouTube.
I need a little bit of thought on
Yeah,
that.
no worries. So I mean, that is a mouthful of a question because we've been growing on like this social media for about a year now. It's just like,
Yeah, and
I
I reached out to like multiple people who came to our round one. Like we had Nicotron, who is in Florida right now, as a high school student as a senior, and he well like they don't have a round one in Florida. They have a what is it, Arcade Monster or something like that,
yeah, it's an
and they
arcade
have a dance.
monsters.
Yeah, there we go. They have a dance rush over there, and he's been practicing for so long. He's been asking me for tips. He's been asking me like, "Hey, like, who do you like go to like get your inspiration from?" So I was like, "Okay, let me just give you like some of these accounts. Let me give you some of these videos, stuff like that." Even I demonstrated myself.
I see. Awesome. What about you, Monte?
um so like kind of like what Aiden was saying, like over time I know that like some people would reach out or like even random people just like in general, like if I'm like in the arcade and I'm playing the game or whatever, and then like I get off the pad and like s- some people will come up to me and ask like how to play the game or like the structure of it, and I would pretty much just give them like the explanation and explain like the I guess the basics or the basis of the game, and then just take it from there. I had I had Aiden being one of them. I remember he'd always come up to me, and we talk about it, and he would ask me, questions and stuff, and like tips on like how to do certain things, and just give him like like a full rundown, like. But I also would tell him like, eventually, when you start playing this game, you create your own style and your own basis that's a lot comfortable for you. So, and that's something that I've seen over time, like with Aiden and even with you, Jay. Like you have your own style too. Uh, it's to see everybody like comfortable in their own dance arc. If that's the best way to explain it, like story arc. I call it like the dance arc. Uh, it's really cool. It's really admirable. But I always tell people always just talk to everyone. Like talk to people just ask questions. Don't be afraid to go up to somebody and then ask something and feel like you're not going to get like you're gonna get like a negative feedback or whatever, a negative like answer. Like we're very all wholesome, we're very down to earth. Like we'll answer questions for you, we'll help you. So
And to add with that, like the whole thing with Dance Rush is to have fun. You're not here to just like, go all hard and, just like show off. No, it's all about having fun, finding your niche. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like people think that, we're just doing this just to like being on a show off. We're not. It's just us. Like that's how we dance as like a personality.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like with DDR, for example, like it feels like you're showing off like playing like a really hard CSP or something. I got something in the YouTube chat, EXC or bust. I
Oh
mean,
no.
I mean, I mean, appreciate the full combos though, but like that's like I for myself has never done a full combo because dance lessons don't count as like EXCs in my opinion for or full combos because they're that. But I just like how this game like you can like show like whatever creative style it is and like when I talk to people at round one as well, it's a very expressive game. I see it more as like art per se because dancing is art in the end, like in through like a general perspective. And it's just like so creative, like of how everyone's flow is. Like I've seen it, and then for those who are listening on the podcast, Astral Mix. Bleh. Sorry, guys, I can't speak. Um, but yes, Astral Mix. Like we met around July of 2022. I was just chilling at round one playing "Believe Nightlife" by Mo Shop. I still have that. I say cringy TikTok video of me doing that. But it's whatever. Um, but yeah, like we met, we just talked about it, and like as you were saying to Monte, like basically how you had inspirations from like QED and Mon and stuff. Basically, is kind of the same thing with me and you, but not sappy stuff. Moving on over, so us Dance Rush players have been getting some good stuff. So recently, we're just started the Group B of KC qualifiers with the new songs from Soda F with Touch Me and Rock the Party by KU, who's been doing a lot of banger stuff, such as like the Perfect Eater Stardom remix and also Love You, which is one of his first Stamp event stuff, and also the Touch My Body rerun and Sparkfest 2023. Um, if you guys can give it in a nutshell, like what's your guys' thoughts about the recent events in the game? Like you can highlight some stuff from each event that I mentioned.
Um, I will admit, like, because like for me, I'm a student and I got work. It's definitely hard for me to go into round one and play the event. But in like the few like days or weeks that I've been playing the Sparkfest, I definitely see like it's very grindy as all events are, but the songs are really good and I was just trying my best to like knock out as much progress as possible, and then like the next time I come in, grind out the next few. But you know what, in the end I didn't make it, but I'm fine because you know what, I am happy with like everybody else like getting their songs. I could just play it off of them, it's okay.
That
you
is.
can you can play it off of my account. It's okay.
Thank you, thank you. I'll, I'll swing over to your place.
No, it's kind of like what Aiden said. Well, to bounce off that as well. I know that Spark Festival and gym events they're very grindy. Since like they started doing these since like when the game first came out, and um, I know a lot of us were like, oh man, another event, great. We're gonna have to grind and grind. But the way I look at it, really honestly, it's like it helps in a way of not just you like building that foundation and experimenting different things, but also it's a great workout. Like I look at the gym event and I'm like, man, like yeah, it's grindy, but it also allows for you to refresh different things that like you haven't done in a while. So like the recent gym event that just came out, it focused more on Running Man. And the other day when I was grinding out the event, I'm like, wow, I like totally forgot how to do an actual Running Man because it's like you like are focused on other things over time when you're like playing the game, and but when you go back to like the simple basics, it's just like, oh wow, like that's actually a thing. But yeah, when it comes to like the Spark festivals, the gym events, like when it comes to like the songs, most of the songs are great. Like, they got like some songs that are okay, a little bit decent. Overall, like all the songs make you move. It makes you move and it makes you think. All right, like what do you want to experiment on? What type of dance you want to implement into the song? Konami just keeps milking these songs that come out, and it astounds me of like the limits and the boundaries that they're able to like cross when it comes to these like events. So yeah, I think for the most part, like I said, and like what Aiden said, it's the grindy aspects of it, but it also really helps build something for you like down the line.
Oh yeah,
Going off
definitely.
of the oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You can keep going. I was just agreeing with the
So
point.
yeah. So going off of the gym event, I know a lot of people are trying to like get into the game, but then they don't know like where to start off of. So I kind of see the gym event as like another way to do like a tutorial in a way, because sometimes the tutorial, it seems long, it's very tedious, and I get that. Like I've played through it multiple times, but it is actually really good because with this one, with the Running Man, a lot of people are struggling to do like that one move, and I feel like that it can like help them out because it's like 1, 2, 3, or like that's how I do my Running Man. It's a 1, 2, and 3, because my feet are basically moving like 1, 2, 3, kind of like that.
Yeah, definitely with this event especially. Like I haven't touched it personally yet, but I see like for like new players especially, like if they don't have like what a standard foundation of what the Running Man is for Shuffle Dance, it'll definitely most likely improve like their Running Man what it was before to now. And then to back to the point of like when it like before it's a grindy stuff, but with more repetition, I feel like you get better at the game itself because yeah, like you're spending like a ton for every time for every uh what's it called? Every session that I have at round one. It's like, did I get better in terms of shuffle dance? Like I for myself, even though there's like not a round one here where I'm living at and for school because it's not been opening until next year though, side note. It's just like I want to like try to get off the pad as well, like because shuffle dance is an actual thing. It's not just in Dance Rush because like it's a whole lifestyle, like whole like dance and stuff. But yeah, moving on forward. So since 2023 is about wrapping up, and us as a crew like to hang out outside of round one per se. Like some things we do is like we attend shuffle classes and have like open like floor sessions in New York City, or just like simply just hanging like from what you guys did recently, just hang out the American Dream Mall in Jersey. Um, little jealous that I couldn't go because I'm in Connecticut, but other than that, what was your favorite?
We'll plan more events. All right, don't worry.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like in terms of conventions and like, just like general hangouts, what are like your guys' like highlights for meetups as a crew?
So with me, it's just like like just every moment, just being with the crew, just like shuffle dancing in like random places. Like it could be in a Sonic parking lot, or the round one parking lot, just like on the 4th of July, just like what, shooting up fireworks. But the biggest thing is that I just want to spend time with the people that I really just like, I consider as my family, my shuffle family. Because like in the end, like, how would I say it? Like we all understand how we feel. So like if somebody is having a bad day and they talk about it, like we can understand where they're coming from. That's how I see us. I see us as a family. So whenever we go out and do these events, I feel like that our bonds are like being closer together, you know?
Definitely, definitely.
Definitely similar to what Aiden was saying is that yeah, I feel like the biggest highlight of it is that when we do all come together, it's it's a different vibe and a different feeling. Like like it's very wholesome. I want to say. I'm just gonna put that there. It's very wholesome because we all come from a different story, a different background, a different story arc, and this game has brought us together in some way, shape, or form. Like we've all met each other because of this game, for the most part, and to be able to do things like go out to conventions together, anime cons, or uh, go to like studio sessions, or like Aiden said, like as simple as doing the DGen hours and going to Sonic at like midnight or 1 in the morning and just there you go, like shuffling in the parking lot or just playing music. That right there to me is something that shows that like we as people aren't just fully dedicated to one thing. Like we're all here because we care for one another. We enjoy what we do together, and like we enjoy having to spend that time with each other and going out and doing other things. And like I would love to see and this is such a huge stretch, but I would just love to see like one day more people like I guess coming from other states or like us doing the same like we're going over to their states and just hanging out and just doing crossovers cuz the way the game is now like popular and big, it's getting bigger and bigger. I just feel like there are just more and more people coming together like a crossover event.
Are you trying to make me cry? Because it's almost working.
I mean, hey, look, I just woke up, all right? I'm still I'm still a little tired.
I clocked out of work.
That wasn't on my bingo card for this first episode of the Moti Hour, but yeah. But so since I'm kind of bit more of a new person in the crew, even though this has like been a crew since like a small Instagram group chat, right? I really appreciate like every time when we're outside round one, whether it's like we do DGen hours at like either Sonic or freaking Texas Chicken and Burgers, right down the round one, or probably a White Castle. And side note, I am not a White Castle hater, guys. Anyways,
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Ahem.
Oh, is there
okay,
something you're not telling me?
okay. Side note, there was in our Discord server, like I couldn't go to. There was a DJ hour that they went to White Castle, and I was broke, and then I was getting shamed for being a broke White Castle hater. But yeah, but again, I really appreciate like whenever we're outside around one, it's like, oh, it's like we're having a good time, like this is the closest friend group I've ever had in my entire life. That's for one thing. And also, since we did mention crossover events, at Otakon recently, we had a little bit of a New York City slash DMV crossover event. And Tamate, what was the reference that you said? It was like Capcom versus SNK.
He- yeah. It felt like Capcom versus SNK. I would say Capcom versus SNK too, because I was like the better Capcom versus SNK. But yes, it was a nice little crossover between the Maryland crew and the New York crew, and this was actually something that was talked about a little over a year ago. I believe JD brought it up, QED, aka JD. He brought it up to Nate, and I remember Nate reached out to me, and I was like, "Wait, this can be a thing. When though, I don't know, but this can be a thing." And we were just talking about it for months and months, and then finally we were just like, "Wait a minute, we're all going to the same anime con, Otakon." I'm like, "This can't be a thing." So we we did it first time. Um, there was a bit of some hiccups here and there, but it's trial and error, it's trial and tribulation going forward. We would love to do more of crossovers like that in the future. Uh, let's say like having California, you know, coming out to New York or vice versa, and having a little like crossover event. I know that now uh, the arcade is establishing something where we're able to rent out cabinets. Um, so that's a little something up in the air. That's a little bit of a far stretch down the line. That I won't talk about that right now, but
It's classified information for now.
classified information, yes.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but events down crossovers is just going to be such a huge thing now, going forward. Especially like I said earlier, with the game being so big and so involved with everybody around the world playing it now.
Definitely. Hopefully, like we can get some of that together. But as of right now, it's considered classified. All right, moving on for the next question of part of this episode. Now with Dance Rush, basically the music revolves around EDM or electronic dance music. So if you guys just give me like 3 to 5 like favorite songs in the game, like at the moment.
Wow.
Too hard? Too hard?
Wow.
Too hard?
I love majority of the songs, but
I'm not picky. If that's what you're thinking, I'm not picky.
yeah. But
This-
I will admit, Haster is one of my favorites.
mm,
Um, Crazy Shuffle, obviously, that one is a old banger.
the Dance Rush national anthem, not the Dance Rush
Of
Stardom
course, of course.
anthem,
No,
because
no, no, two different ones, two different ones.
mm, mm, mm.
What else? I think it was Tropical Love. Um, Unfortunately, Let Me See Your Dance is one of them. One of the most hardest songs I've ever played in my entire life.
Hey yo, that's your song.
I actually like that one. I actually like that one. And then the fifth one, I'm gonna have to get back on the. I'm gonna have to get back on you.
Sweet.
Let's see.
That's a good list though.
I dig that.
Uh, um, I guess. All right. So like I said, I'm not picky because there's a bunch of songs in there, even songs that like I don't normally play. I'll still play. Like I would say number five for me would have to be Roughneck Disco. That's up there. Because it's just a vibe. It's just when you play that song, it feels like you have that swag. You have that confidence when you're playing it. That's what I see in Roughneck Disco. Um, number four, I want to say Bounce to This, definitely. Um, I remember picking that song last year for Mistake on a Lake as for the tournament, and I remember practicing it, and it like grew on me a lot ever since then. So definitely Bounce to This would be number four for me. Number three would probably be, oh my God, I'm like I can't even think.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's hard.
what's that song that it's the one with the pumpkins. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Cyber Devotion?
No. Oh, Undercover.
Oh,
Oh, that one is good. That
oh
one is
yeah,
good.
that's a banger.
Yeah, that would be up there for me because, like, at first I didn't really like it as much. I liked the song a lot, but I didn't really like the chart as much. But now, really like experimenting with it, I'm like, this is actually a really good song. It's hard though. It's not an easy nine. Um, number two, dang. Number two would have probably have to be. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I just got my fifth. Go Down.
Oh, classic.
Oh, Go Down's definitely a classic.
It's amazing.
Um. So okay. So it's a cross up between 8347, or is it
Mm,
8347? Yeah.
8347.
Yeah. It's a cross up between that and the that one song. It's like you spin. No, actually, you know what? New
Feeling
Solution.
good? That one?
Yeah, I was gonna say feeling good, but then I just thought about New Solution, and I'm like, New Solution's up there. I definitely either between that and 347 is like number two for me.
And
And
fun
then
fact, 8347, if you put that on your phone, it spells out beat. Thank you, Zach. Very cool.
No way.
wait, Aiden, you didn't know that?
Wait, what?
No, I'm stupid. Wait,
I I found that out to like I think after like a week when the song came out, and I was like, oh, that's what it is. I was like, oh,
oh, okay, okay. I'm I'm sorry, I'm stupid.
no, his reaction is the same reaction I had.
That's gonna be a good highlight reel. Highlight reel.
Oh my god, that's gonna be clipped.
That's definitely gonna be clipped on the highlights. But yeah, since now I'm thinking about it, yeah, Go Down's definitely a classic. It's on my list. Um,
Well, number one would definitely, for me personally, number one would be Red Hot Chili Samba.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
is it bad that I
yes.
always watch your clips freestyle of Red Hot Chili like ever so often?
Every time I go to
Really,
round one, like I always like he usually plays that.
dude, let me tell you, that song personally, it resonates with me a lot, like through the heart, because that was the first song that I really was like, I fell in love when it first came out because it it stems differently from all the other songs. It like brings out a certain culture and a certain vibe to it where you can be so creative with it and so like unorthodox with the song. Like no matter who you are, like no matter how you play the song, no matter like how you go about it, like it's just a song that like really resonates differently from the other songs. And not only that, it was my first level 10 that like I like really spoke to me because there are other like level 10s out there, but Red Hot Chili Samba was definitely the cake, the icing on the cake for me.
I think every time I play Red Hot Chili Samba, I always have to say I'm doing the Demonte because I always think of you every time for that song.
I think when me and Belinda first saw you do it, like I started doing it too.
Oh man.
Yeah, and
I,
I posted onto my Instagram.
everybody do the chest shake. No, I
The
seen
freaking
people do it, and it puts a smile on my face because like I see like like people who play it and they know like just from like me doing it. I'm like, yeah, I forgot I do that. Like,
You also said like something in Spanish, like so quickly I couldn't even understand. I was just
okay,
like, he got this. Oh, what else did he just say?
I was just I, I am unhinged at times. For people who don't know, for people who like have never met me in person, I uh, but we're all unhinged. Like Aiden, you're unhinged too. Jay has a
I
level
am.
unhinged. Don't even
man, I wonder where I got it from.
Oh no, Damante, what have you done? I was supposed to be the one. Oh god.
I guess I'll like jump into like that top five because I did not even put that. I didn't even thought about thinking about the top five. Yeah, Go Down's an instant classic. Thank you, redacted Konami dance game that will not be named in this podcast. Very cool. Um, I think this is an underrated one. This is from the recent DDR crossover. It's Antherium by Blackie and Riza Yuzuki. I don't know. It feels like it radiates with me in terms of a connection, like with the song itself, even though it's a DDR song. I love the 13 on DDR, but I feel like the Dance Charge is better. You Take My Soul. That's another good one that I really like. A lot of like style and like in terms of like if you want to do cutting shapes or like and all that stuff. Four, I gotta go with Acid Tribal and Dance by Relax because it just like again another bot from Konami dance game that I'm not gonna mention. I'm just gonna say Dance Evo because why not? Because it literally is Dance Evo. But yeah, Acid Tribal is another good one. And five, this is also keep in mind this is not mine in any particular order. I gotta say New Solution as well. it's just like a banger.
At a good, slow, like moderate speed, and like you could do a lot of freestyle in that one.
Yeah, and
I
also
remember when that song came out, and I felt like I remember everyone like really was on that. Like when that came out, I remember everybody was like trying to style.
definitely. And also like that hip hop, it like that the hip hop in terms of the chart itself, which I really enjoy. Dance Rush.
Is that even a question to me?
I know, right?
I saw the look on his face.
You already know because it's been years and years that it's been happening to me. So, the dreaded Set Me Free was my hardest chart because I don't know what happened, but every time I would play that chart, I would get a cramp in my leg for so long. And the final time before I stopped getting cramps in that song, I got it in my left ass cheek. So I was just like, how does that happen?
Damn, that's
Yeah,
crazy. That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. And I was like, how do you do it
I remember
in the
that
left
day.
butt cheek?
I remember that day actually. I remember
Oh
you
my.
coming up to me and you were like, "I'm in pain," and I'm like,
I-
"What happened?"
the stupid thing is that I stretched and I drank a shit ton of water. Oh, my bad.
It's all good. All good. I just got to put the explicit note on it. It's all
Yep,
good.
thank you for that one. I totally forgot. But yeah, I was just like, I'm drinking like a whole bunch of water. Like I'm stretching like crazy, and I have my roller with me, and I have my friend like help me up with all these stretches, and he's like, I don't know what's going on with you. Like you keep getting cramps. You're doing all these stretches and drinking like a ton of water, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, water is the biggest essential when it comes to this game. Um, Especially with a lot of these hard charts because I catch myself forgetting like to drink water and that's like on me. I mean, now I'm hell bent on water. Like and I try to encourage other people to drink water. Um but moving forward with the like with the hard charts, I want to say the hardest chart. I wanted to say Let Me See You Dance because that in itself is its own entity. However, I am starting to realize that Crazy for You is one of the most grueling charts.
I can kind
Is
of
it
see it a
because
little
it's
bit.
like is it because of the stamina? Like, do your like your signature Luigi on that, and I do that too. And I could definitely see like how um how intense that is because after I'm done with the Luigi, I am short out of breath, and I'm like I can't find a way to breathe as I'm playing this chart. So what can I do to like cheat the system? Just like try and get my breath back, but there's no way.
Yeah, like to this day, like I'll catch myself sometimes playing it like out of breath. And it's like you said, like you have to train yourself, like you have to train your breathing, right? And most of the times that's what we forget. Like I forget this too, is when you're dancing, like you want to breathe through your nose. You don't want to breathe through your mouth. Like you're gonna definitely lose a lot more energy, just from breathing out of the mouth. But playing Crazy for You, oh man, like the chart patterns when it comes to the chart patterns, um, freestyling it. I think freestyling it has to be probably one of the most grueling things ever to do on that chart. And trying to freestyle that song, it's like holy crap. So
Definitely.
it's definitely up there.
Yeah, like Let Me See You Dance is just like what is just happening? Like in terms of the charting, I just like personally I haven't touched Let Me See You Dance yet. But we will cross that bridge when we get there whenever I touch that. But it's just like very demanding and it's just like what is going on with this chart? But from
Mhm.
what my personal experience, I think the hardest chart that I've ever see that's hard because I haven't touched anything yet, but the hardest chart that I played was Triumphant Song at the End of the World, which is one of the KAC songs. It's unlocked through extra stage, so for US players don't have it, but when you guys
Yeah, no, but I've seen the chart and it's really intense. Like I thought
yeah.
make that body was pretty difficult, but this one puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's just like there's like those that weird patterns in terms of running mans. It's just like it's more of a stamina thing per se for that chart when I play it like all the time. Oh, and that makes me realize the new level 10s like Lindworm. Another stamina one is Lindworm's Stardom remix. So basically, how you would get it early access is like you have to do the whole voting thing. And I know most of the people that I talked to didn't do the voting thing, so they had to wait 60 days after the initial release. I got it 2 weeks after, and playing that chart was also very demanding too in terms, and also the running man sequences are also weird with that too.
I
Uh,
feel like that you're like you need like a different technique of breathing. Like for like DDR you have like this type of technique for breathing. For pump it up, you got this type of like technique for breathing. But then with Dance Rush, it's a lot more difficult because you don't know how to breathe because your body is moving in so many different positions. Like you're engaging your core the the entire time. And that's affecting how you
with DDR, it's basically your lower body, but with Dance Rush, it's a little bit more your upper body, kind of dealing with like your core and sometimes with your pec pecs over here as well. Like so, it's a little bit more demanding as well. Um, moving on forward, so want to ask you guys a little bit more of a personal question. Do you have like any plans for a future as a Dance Rush player? Could be like anything in terms of like participating in rhythm game tournaments, heading to conventions such as like MagFest 2024, or just simply anything. And also, just to add second question, uh, what do you want to see in the future of Dance Rush?
So with me, I do want to like, continue making like all these types of like different videos. Like I do record myself playing Dance Rush and I do want to post it online, but I just never got the time to do that. But my main goal is to spread awareness of this game because not a lot of people know about this because this is only specifically in round 1 locations or in some cases like Florida, their arcade monster. But everybody knows DDR, they know Pump It Up, they know possibly Guitadora, I don't know. But they know all of the famous rhythm games. They don't know Dance Rush, so that's what I want to try and do. I want to try and make people like how would I say like notice Dance Rush because it is a phenomenal game, even for beginners. Like it doesn't even matter if you suck. It doesn't matter if you like you've danced for like years on end. It's all about having fun. It's always about having fun.
Definitely, definitely.
So I do have a couple of things that are uh coming up. Uh, I know that we mentioned it before in the beginning. Mistake on a Lake that is coming up in like 3 weeks. So Jay and I will actually be competing for this year's Mistake on a Lake. So that'll be fun, exciting. Mistake on a Lake is going to be in Ohio. There's going to be other rhythm games as well, but Dance Rush being one of them is going to be there. So again, we're going to be competing there. Um, December is also going to be another big tournament, Eclipse East. That is going to be in Maryland. I'm not competing in that one though. I will be judging with Nate, aka Meemston, and JD, aka QED. We're all three of us are going to be judging the tournament. So that's going to be an interesting one as well. But as far as the future may hold, um, I am steering more into the direction of wanting to run tournaments and run events for the new generation and for newcomers to pretty much to just have fun, compete, so everyone's like, broadcasting it, streaming it, live recording. You see it on TikTok now. You see it on Instagram now. You see it on YouTube now, Twitch. So with these tournaments, it'll help a lot of these like players shine, and a lot of these players who are willing to grow and who dedicate this game, who dedicate the time. Even for people who are dancing off the pad, So that's something that I want to start doing, down the line moving forward. Hopefully next year, start creating these, you know. Um, and yeah, honestly, just people growing in general. Like I just want to see people just evolve. That's always just been a thing that I enjoyed watching. Like, the locals, like in our like East Coast Stardom crew, like in our group, um, people outside of New York. I just see that everyone is just evolving over time. Like, one guy, I have to say this too. One guy that has been standing out to me, and I gotta give a shout out to him. My boy Sprite. He's just been on a roll lately, and first time I met him was at Mistaken Lake last year, and I remember like him and I had the conversation of him. He wanted to learn more of like cutting shapes. He wanted to learn more like fundamentals and things like that. And to see him now, I'm like, this man is going somewhere. Like, shout outs to him. Uh, Shout outs to as well like our locals like East Coast Stardom Crew. Shout outs to a lot of you guys for still continuing to do your own thing and doing what you're doing. Like shout outs to uh our boy Brian LC. He's this man's been evolving, this man's been improving. Shout outs to Harry. Harry's been just on a roll with his house. And like obviously you aided. You just been on a roll. Like even if like you just been like working a lot, like you still come back and you just do your thing. Same with you, Jay. Like you have definitely have built a foundation, and we just keep growing. And 5 years in the making, and I just want to see five more years of that.
Of course, to many, many more. Like with this intentions with this podcast, I do want to start growing this community as well. Like getting this word out there is like one more or less basically the hardest thing out. Like just knowing that oh yeah, this game existed. But personally, I do want to give shout outs to like content creators like DJ Lonnie over in uh, Australia, also with Ichikin for like posting all the new Dance Rush charts and all that stuff. I'm always on his streams, just saying hi, just lurking, just watching him play Dance Rush, and also like I feel like us as East Coast Stardom Crew, I feel like we're very welcoming and just like we help improve each other. Like we're always like everyone's motivators and all that stuff, and just like it's just like I just love the environment that we have in the arcade and outside the arcade. It's just like that, and also shouting out to, which was freaking amazing. Like that was the best time I had in a while for sure.
Yeah, honestly, shout outs. Yeah, definitely shout outs to Nate, Meepson. Shout outs to Maryland crew. Shout outs to like you said, Ichigan. Ichigan has also just been on a roll too. Just the man's just been awesome running tournaments and like just like showcasing, displaying like on his stream, like when the new stuff and the new content comes out for Dance Rush. So definitely big shout outs to him. Um and God, there's just so many shout outs like I could just do right now, but that'll just take so much time
Yeah.
on your stream.
Luckily, we just hit the hour mark. All right.
um,
So just to wrap up this inaugural pilot episode, so this is one thing I wanted to like ask all my interviewers for the remainder of this season. So like say if I am a brand new player to this rhythm game genre, let's say Dance Rush per se is the first thing I saw. What would be your piece of advice to new players that are like getting into this game seriously?
with me, it would just be have fun. Do not think what others think. Like because if you let that take over your mind, the more you're gonna self doubt yourself, and the more you're going to hate the game. The point of the game is to enjoy yourself. It's not to hate the game. It's to enjoy every single moment that you just create on the pad.
Um, the wise words of uh, a man that I've known for years. Let the music motivate your mind. Let it consume you. Let your soul feel the vibe, feel the music. Let your mind take over and your body take over. Uh, just express yourself. Don't be afraid to, you know, get up and dance. Don't be afraid to get up on that stage and show what you got. Like, be free about it. Um, express that mind and just have fun. Like, just yeah, just have fun.
That's the only thing. Like, if you're not having fun, what are you doing? Like, seriously. And as Love to Shuffle says, feel the power, feel the rhythm. Come on, move your feet. Now dance, now dance. Like one, two, three. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on this episode. I'm just going to do a couple of concluding stuff. So make sure you check out East Coast Stardom Crew on YouTube and Instagram. So basically, same at East Coast Stardom Crew on Instagram and East Coast Stardom Crew on YouTube. We have a couple of videos that I've been posting there here and there from time to time. So make sure you guys check us out. And also, make sure you join up the Dancers Discord. That's discord.gg/dancerush. It's also in the description. Once again, discord.gg/dancerush. And make sure you follow the Mottie Hour on Spotify and also wherever you get podcasts. And there will be new podcasts about almost every week. And without further ado, see you guys next time. Warrior, Astral Mix, thank you so much for hopping on.
Yeah, not a problem. It's been a pleasure.
Definitely been a pleasure.
All right. Peace, peace.